beautiful ignited souls, we are ready for a new creation. It's about 2 a.m. in the morning, and I am determined to do these two videos. Okay, so two videos. One is going to be on the 30 pieces of silver, and the other I think we should do on number 14, of course, on the word sell. So let's begin to understanding the significance of number 14 as well, which is all around sacrifice of Jesus Christ. Of course, Christ is number 5. When we speak of 14, we are also speaking of number 5. So let me get my board and of course, if you are new to this channel, this is where, of course, we are mainly uncovering, unearthing, breaking down, the all learning, and really looking at new ways of what Mother Eve or what the universe wants us to know, because what it is, what Mother Eve has told me, and this is, by the way, I have been channeling a lot of Mother Eve lately, and it's it's like almost a little bit, you know, well, not frightening, but I don't really want. It's like not so discreet, I don't want to be in public and just going like this when it happens, when I'm getting the downloads. I would rather it was all in private. Okay, but Mother Eve is like really saying or reminding us that we have been like the fine-tuned version of all the experiments that were happening, which is what is happening now. Like Elon Musk, I'm not quite sure I'm pronouncing the name, which maybe makes a bit of a shame, but it's like going in all this hybrid and having all the data and to recreate. So we are resetting. As we are in this reset, that means it's a new creation. But the new creation is taking on all the data that is necessary, or it feels necessary, or filtering that which it needs to take on to this new formation. That's, by the way, form is one of the gods. And so this new formation that is happening is going to take, of course, a new new shape. And over time, there may be, like some people may call it, some backdrop of memory or information that comes into play again. As some people call it a glitch, might happen. And this is what is happening with a lot of us as well. We are remembering. We are remembering. And it is important, so the whole cycle, like Christ would say, to fulfill the law. So he has not come to abandon the law or abolish the law, but to fulfill, meaning there has to be a cycle. And this is what number 14 is about. So number 14 is really a culmination of of cycles, if you like, or things happening. 2 sevens, 9 and 5, which is beginning and end coming together like this, and that is coming to form the whole. And then we say it is 5. So this is 5. So basically 7 and 7 is 14. 1 plus 4 is 5. Now, there's something I really want to do with the hands as well. So we were talking about, just to really put things in perspective. So it's like the Hindu gods, for instance. They call it locos. I think I pronounced this correctly. So 7 good gods and 7 naughty gods. And you have to work out those gods and to see and to find your equilibrium, your balance. This is in Hinduism. in the scriptures, we have 14 verbatim gods. Now, I haven't worked out precisely which is the naughty god or which isn't, or the good gods, but what I know is that we need to familiarize ourselves with the gods, because actually the gods are only reflecting who we are. Now, another thing, so the 14 gods. So, in case you are new to this channel, so this is the 14 gods here, and of course, we have the number of letters that they have. Adding this together comes to 46, and so number of letters is 46. 46 equals sacrifice, the word sacrifice. So it's like all the letters of Mother Eve, because Mother Eve is really the story of Eve, and Christ is really the same. Believe it or not, it's the same. So it's like Christ was neither male nor female in this sense, and so like the number 5 is both male and female. Okay, and if that makes sense to you, just look at the shape where it is got the straight lines at the top, and then you have the curve at the bottom, which is really saying masculine and feminine. Okay, so we have it right here, a 5. So this is the God of movement here. When it says the Spirit of God moved, that would mean the Spirit of God moved. It's just like male and female getting together and they do move. Okay, so I feel you get it. And of course, they come together and they make 6. 6 is the Genesis, 3 plus 3, or they make a person, or they make people. All this equals 6. Okay, and you could see it comes as in the second position as well, which is like saying two gods actually did get together. When it says the Spirit of God, meaning the spirit of the same God has two aspects, like your left and right. Okay, so I won't go in too much detail on this now because there is so much on this. But on the number 14, we can see that when it speaks of Jesus Christ, genealogy in Matthew, and it says, and King David was 14 generations onto Babylon, carrying into Babylon Abraham and Christ. All these are 14. So we see the number 14 is telling us about the 14th generation, meaning there has to be a demarcation, and all of these 14 gods have a represent a generation. This is what I'm getting now from Mother Eve. So each god represents a generation, but it's in this, but still a culmination. We are the culmination of all the gods. And so over time, and how many hundreds, thousands of years, or whatever it is, just as we are seeing happening right now, because we have taken on the information. It's like we have been the children who have observed our parents being and doing and behaving a certain way, and we have taken on all this information like a baby in the womb, and now we are playing it out. We are playing it out, meaning that we are now creating. We are creators. And I feel it's important that we get to understand that it's not like saying we are better than our ancestors or our parents, that which we saw, or the gods who created us. No, they have handed us the baton of creativity, of doing. Basically, they have given us, this is why they come in verb form, and that means every time we create something, we are reverberating their energies. They were very careful to note, in fact, they were very careful to ensure that their makeup, meaning their cells, were reverberating in our every action, in our language, in our movement. So when we move, every time we move, we are reverberating the God of movement. In every time we say something, hence in the scriptures there was always a lot about and the sayings and God said. And every time we say and God said, we are taking on, it's like we are putting on new rags, new clothes, new garments. And that's another thing the scripture echoes. And every time it says, and God saw. Likewise, when we say, oh, I saw something, if you can say, I saw, that means you are at that time taking on and acting the characteristics or attribution of the God of soaring. That's the eyes. You're able to say, I see and I saw. Hence, see, saw. You're in the middle. You're doing God. As number 5, as Christ. Yeah. And so you may not be conscious of this, but there is a lot of work to be done into that total realization of your makeup, of who you are. Hence, you will understand why it is important to know thyself so you can create after your own image and likeness. That's why when you get to know who you are, then you are conscious, or you are just being creating after your kind, and that means whatever you see and whatever judgment you make of whatever it is you see, that's what you are creating. So you'll understand your makeup. And the divided God, so God divided. And so dividing, are you dividing for love, that you are creating peace, or are you dividing to create war? So of course there is a time for everything under the sun. Because when I first came across the divided God, I thought, why are you dividing? Why? And you should just be uniting. No, but these gods are to show us that we are creating. It's like you giving a child a puzzle and they have to work out the pieces and put it back together. Then the child gets to understand that they are able to do that. And you too, as the observer, can understand that the child is at level 1 or level 2. But oftentimes, it's just that the child does not quite know at what level they are, and you're a companion to them on that growth until you can say, you go ahead and do this on your own. So this is what the gods are for us. Then we have the God of callings. So when it is said, and God called Adam in the scriptures, that was another God. That was the God of calling. Because the God that we know, yes, and the God is the embodiment, it's all one. But it's like our cells, and hence the word cell also equals 14. So it's like the cell has all the information of a person. Cell, actually there's 14 on the clock, and cell equals 14, and the cell has all the information, and it can create after its kind and put in the right environment. Exactly, it has that power to take on whatever environment that it is set in. Then it's the God of setting. So set is a companion as well. So it has the ability to split itself. This is what a set is. Hence we see as well that the gods, when it says, I think it's in the Kabbalah, that there's this 14, the 14, it's not 14 flowers, but 14 something. Okay, so 14 stars. So the 14 stars are 14 rays of light. We could say 14 rays of light. I think that is actually what it is. And seven rays of light are the seven visible planets, and the other seven is the chakras. So basically, this is like the expression of so within, so without. So we are reflecting ourselves. And for instance, you can't see yourself out of yourself in that way. So it's within and without. We are always, there's always a shadow self. This is what Mother Eve has taught us. There is always, whatever you see, there's always another part of it hidden. The other part is hidden. So it's like your eye. You could see the outer part of your eye and can't see the inner part of your eye. Your nostrils or your nose, it is protruding, yes, but you cannot see the other side. Your mouth, you see the outside, but you don't see the inside. And that is what Mother Eve has taught us. So the God who made, this was where a lot of things happened. The God who made, and of course we see the God who made has 4 letters, which is foundational. I'm not going to go into all this now. I feel I have done this before, but just feeling I need to do this now as a refresher of 14, because we are in the where I feel the gods are going to really take, they're going to rocket into our sphere, into manifestation, or showing us their true colors, their true attributes, because we are in 2021, and that is a 5 year. It's the year of Christ. I call it the Christ year. And so this is the set. And as we said, talking of the 5 year, we could see this equals 5 as well. This is where we are making after our image and likeness. You could see that everything is doubled here. 2 sevens, 2 twos, and so on, 2 fours. And this is, all this comes together. It is almost like I feel that we are going to be in the I feel I'll be able to work out when we really go into this 40, although 2020 was 40, but we will have another 40 where it's like 40 days of prayer and fast for Christ and so on. So all of these coming together, which is a demarcation of a new creation with the 9 gods here. The number 9 spells beginning, or it equals beginning. So and this is where, of course, in beginning, the last God, because I've mentioned Set, the last God, which is the God of blessings, the blessed God. Every time you say bless you, remember that it's usually when someone sneezes, we say bless you. What happens when someone sneezes? It's like a sharpness of breath that, as it is said, you can't breathe in while you sneeze. So a sharpness of breath is gone, and it's like a cut-off point. It's like, you everything's like out, or it's like and cut off, and then you take your breath again. So this is like just a short intro. So there is more on this here. As you can see, if you're new to this, you could see there's a pattern here on 4 numbers as well. which is 4672, 4672 2764. So this is just to really remind you that we are in this 5 year, well, I don't have to remind you that we are in 2021, but it's the purpose or what to look out for here. So we have, this is where we are going to be doing a lot of newness here. This is where you're going to hear a lot of I am, I have, I feel, I walk, and this is where we are talking about self, full love, recognizing who you are. This is not about the selfish love people are talking about. It's recognizing the I, which is the third I am, the I, whatever comes here. And so we can see this is going to be new. This is where you are creating after your kind, as I put it. There was something else, yes, on let's just do this just to really show that we are the embodiment. When I say we are the embodiment of the 14 gods, here it is. So we are this 5 3 3. Adding this together, this gives us 6 11 12 13 14. 14 is where we come to. This is 5. Now another thing, of course, we could say we are cells, but we are also cell in the sense of each person. I believe each person is an individual cell. And like we have children after our kind, so to speak, we are splitting, the cells are splitting and multiplying, which is what we do. But we are a cell. Each person is a cell of the universe, reverberating, or a heartbeat. I call it a heartbeat as well. So it's interesting to do beat. Or heart is 7, and let's just do beat. BEAT. I'm just doing this. This is 7 plus 2, 9, 10. So this would be 17. And so, of course, again, this would be like two cells where the cell sticks together. Okay, so you get it. Because it's really one, but the cell is splitting here. So we can see when it says, and Christ was from generation were 14, this is a memory or the mathematics of our makeup right here, and that's the gods. The cells are the gods. And if you, of course, with S is the serpent, denoting the serpent, which is the wisest of all creatures. You can see the serpent is the S, meaning cut this off, which is hair. It's the same shape hair as it is here. The serpent as above, so below. This is what Mother Eve is teaching us right here. So I hope you enjoy this. I won't make this much longer, but just to remind you that you are the embodiment of the 14 gods. The 14 gods are verbatim gods in the scriptures of Genesis chapter 1 and 2. You can look onto my any of my videos speaking about the gods. You will get quite a lot. There is a video actually the introduction of the gods or something like this, where I go extensively in detail about this, but there is so much happening. So I'll just close on this. If we added one numerical value as 15, we would see 15 also is 1 plus 5 is 6. This would be still correlating with the same column, which 3 5s are 15 right here. because the cell is showing, cell is as 14 is reflecting in the number 5 as the number 5, and when we add the s it's reflecting as the word new. This is what happens every time the cells split, so it becomes like new. It's giving another cell. That's what the serpent does. That's what the serpent in the garden tempting Eve, which I have a different version to that story. But when it says that, have God said, which I have to do a video on this, I keep saying, have God said, you shall, if ye eat of the fruit, you shall die. And so this is the serpent coming here with this newness, introducing another newness. Every time there is an act of movement, there is newness. So there is another 6 being birthed. And this is why we are Genesis. Genesis is 33, and hence we have 33 vertebrae. And so this is another way that the gods are showing us where we're coming from, so to speak. This is what the gods are showing us. And so even with 1 plus 5 being 6, because it's also a person, person is actually 33, and people is 33, and hence that's why they have police as 33. So I'll leave you with this. I hope you find this fun, because this is what we do here. We try to have fun in the process. The word fun actually equals, let's just do this. Let's stick it right here where you can see. Oh, let's not be stingy. Which is 635. And it's like another puzzle. Can you see 635? But you're having fun. It's like you are given the year of 365, the years, and you are asked to have fun, because when you're having fun you're not paying attention to time and so on, and so this is what happens. But adding this together is 14. Okay, have fun. I am Crime Queen, your partner in crime. Please like and subscribe and share, and stay ignited.